Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rachel Interrupted. We took a short break, but we're back and there's so much we have to catch you up on. First thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but Matt and I are not smoking a blunt in this episode because both of us have decided to quit smoking weed. Breaking news.
I just saw the numbers just dropped, plummeted. The ratings.
Someone commented online like we lost a soul, like they saluted. we lost a good one. Basically, people have been asking why I decided to stop smoking weed, and a number of reasons. I was at home with my parents a couple weeks ago, and someone had brought up a story from like my past. And I had no recollection of it. And that scared me. And I also know that my parents are getting older. And I really just want to remember every moment that I have with them. You know, my grandmother, she passed away from lung cancer when she was 56. She was a smoker. And at this point in my life, you know, it's just no longer helping me. Like I think I made a post on Twitter that was like, I still love weed, but just weed kind of stopped loving me back. And honestly, I'm just doing it for my health, my family, and my career. I noticed that when I would get on stage, I just wasn't as sharp as I needed to be. I would have brain fog. I would constantly be clearing my throat. My chest hurt. I had chest pain. And I actually ended up going to get a lung x-ray because I was concerned that I had done serious damage to my lungs since I've basically been smoking for almost 20 years. And my lung results, lung scan came back fine, thank God. And I just am really focused on trying to get better at comedy. And I think a lot of that means I have to give myself the best shot that I can. And that means I have to go up there alert, sober, and not have anything hold me back. So that's basically, you know, the reason why I stopped smoking weed, for anyone who wants to know. And if anyone has any questions or is questioning if they should or not, and you know, slides into my DMs, I'm happy to you know, respond. And
I'd love to see those DMs. Like, hey, I'm thinking about quitting.
I'm thinking
about quitting weed. Also, can I sniff your fucking butthole?
Yeah. I mean, I am getting messages like that. There's a lot of people who have slid into my DMs and told me they've also been thinking about quitting. And I think sometimes it takes someone who they see who's like a heavy smoker, who's like, I was like the face of weed. I feel like,
dude, that's literally why I stopped. Because well, you like, you know, I kind of knew. We had a friend, Frank Castillo. He stayed in town with us for like a week, and this guy he's a dabber.
He loves dabs.
He keeps his dabs with him, and so like I felt like at the end of a fireworks show when it's the finale, this last week before we quit was like, to me, it was like my finale. I'm waking up dabbing with. I'm stoned constantly, more than I usually am.
And then we also had a friend come visit, and he grows his own weed. And it was really good. And so we kind of just had like...
They stayed at the same time for a few days. So it was like weed at all angles. It was just like push. But then it was... I remember because... How many days has it been now?
I think 13, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. So like Rachel...
And I've never stopped smoking weed since I started. Like, this is the longest I've ever gone without smoking it. And not only that, I not only quit weed, I also quit smoking tobacco at the same time, which they don't tell you that you shouldn't really do that in that way. Like, there's ways that you can taper down from smoking tobacco, you know, vaping, Zyn, or whatever. They want, you know, it's not recommended to quit cold turkey, and that's what I did.
Well, and that's what inspired me, is that like one day she woke up and just didn't smoke that day. And I think I even asked her, like, you want to go smoke, babe? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay.
That was like it for me.
And then the next day, I mean, but I don't think it was like a planned thing that you're going to quit. I think you just didn't feel like it that day, which was already odd. That was on a Sunday. Then on a Monday, we're hanging out at Kill Tony, and Rachel wasn't smoking. And I just got like, I never thought about quitting, but when she wasn't, and she said, I think I'm done. I was like, it inspired me, because it was like somebody who, I mean, dude, before you, I wasn't smoking that much. And you like, you know, like, with you and then going through a pandemic together and smoking as much as we did during then, like, it became a hardcore habit for me. But when she stopped, it was the first time I was like, well, shit, if she's going to stop, maybe I should. And I thought about it. And then we're in Mitzi's, and people are smoking and it's all going on. And I remember usually I would like smoke there. I would just find, people are smoked. They're all my friends. But I remember thinking like, I kind of want to quit, but maybe tonight would be the last night. I don't know, but that's kind of a slippery slope. How about this? If somebody literally walks up to me with a joint, then I'll smoke. And like an hour later that happened and I smoked and I didn't feel good about it. I felt like,
yeah, that was kind of like how I was feeling for the last year. Anytime I would smoke, I would feel like guilt and shame. And that's something that is new in my life. And for me, the fact that I feel this way, that I was feeling guilty and shame and I was still doing it, was like, oh, I have a problem.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because a lot, anyone who knows me from my past or whatever, like, literally, like, it's me associated with weed. Like I was classified as a stoner comic, which I hated because I'm a comic who smokes weed. Most comics smoke weed. I think I remember one time another comedian was like, "Are you trying to be the female Doug Benson?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to be me." Like well,
it's also the weed memes and all the stuff like that was like it was your way into stand-up.
Yes, and that's the other thing. Like I don't take my experience with weed back because it did get me into stand-up. Like I started with memes and I was like, oh, I want to take these jokes to the stage and then, everything that happened in my life after that. And honestly, looking back, it's like, look at how much I've accomplished smoking weed. Imagine how much I will accomplish when I don't smoke weed. Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking forward to like that new chapter in my life.
And life is already very different. It's pretty crazy. Like I was thinking about the other day when we were at Perry's and it was like, dude, usually when we're fried and we're at a restaurant, we're not talking.
Yeah.
Like we're just sitting there like we're just so stoned, but like we talk the whole time. And like this is somebody I spend all my time with them. You know what I mean?
We've never talked to each other.
And well,
that's
it's
probably why it's lasted 5 years.
Well, yeah, because it's like we're so stoned. We're in our own head. We're on our phone. We're it's like being high. And now without that, like
I won't shut up.
Yeah, me neither. And like it's been fun, dude.
And like other people are noticing, like people have noticed my comedy's gotten a lot better. I'm way more confident on stage. And like I'm actually like excited to talk to people and socialize, where I would just go in the green room and get really high and like not talk and just stare,
Mm-hmm.
And like Red Band even pointed it out, I was like Uncle Joey style smoking. Like I would roll up a blunt, finish that, roll up another blunt. Like I was like smoking 8 to 10 blunts a day.
Yeah.
Like I'm so lucky I didn't do any permanent damage to like my lungs and whatnot. And like I said, I don't judge anyone for getting high. Like I was there. I see a lot of these kids out here, they're in their 20s. Like that's what your 20s and 30s or whatever is for. But I also like think at a certain point, it stops helping, and it for me, that's just like what happened. So I'm happy with my decision. I feel a lot better.
And you made it. You're on the other side of the withdrawals.
Well, that was the other thing. When I didn't know this because I've never thought about quitting before, but I got really sick about day 4 into my quitting. I woke up with like a fever and chills and the worst body aches. I thought I had COVID.
I went and got her a test.
And then I was like Googling like withdrawal from smoking, and there's this thing called smoker's flu, and it was basically like everything that I was experiencing: nausea, just like headaches. I had migraines this past week. I've had 2 migraines that I like 2 days I couldn't get rid of this migraine. So I'm still going through, I'm about to approach 2 weeks. By the time this comes out, I'll be over 2 weeks sober. And it's I don't recommend doing it my way. If it's badass. It's very punk rock to just quit and go through all the withdrawal symptoms. But yeah, I have no regrets. And
dude, how crazy were those dreams?
Oh, well, that's the other thing. They say like when you don't smoke weed, you dream, because I guess for almost the last 20 years, I haven't, I'm sure I dreamed, but I didn't remember it. And now I'm having the craziest dreams. Like I'll see someone in life, and then later that night I'll have a dream about them.
Oh yeah.
I had a dream that the Kill Tony West Hollywood bear was in our apartment and looking for food. Like that's so random. That was literally after, because Monday was Kill Tony, and I had
had
a
these
dream
like
after that.
dreams within dreams, this Inception style. There was one, it was crazy. I wake up and I'm in this other relationship, and this woman has a daughter, and I create this bond with this kid. Like I almost was like a stepdad to her. Then I remember in that dream, it's like, wait, I miss Rachel though. Like I don't even remember saying goodbye to her. And I think I broke up with her and then went back to Rachel. But then we wake up, and I remember like in real life waking up and I'm like, I missed that kid. Like I really missed her. Like I had this whole relationship. It felt like forever.
I even had a dream where he was in another relationship in my dream. And then I woke up one day because I was, so in this dream that I had, Matt was making fun of my bush, and I got mad at him because I've waxed and I don't have a bush. And so I woke up and I was like, did you make fun of my bush in front of people the other day? And he was like, no. And I got mad at you I got triggered in my dream.
Right. I was like, oh, babe.
I was like, how dare he say I have a bush, because I don't. He knows that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Bush, but like
absolutely
I want
not.
him,
By the way,
I just
want to be.
I just want to be accurate, like portrayed accurately.
Some of us prefer it. Yeah. Anyways, so, there was a that night with the kid when I went back to sleep, and then I'm in this like room. I think it might have been like a green room somewhere. I remember Tony Hinchcliffe was there, Asan Ahmad was there, Bianca was there. Like they're literally there, and I'm telling them about this kid. This is another dream. And I'm telling about a dream but it wasn't a dream. It was like, I was like back in that world, you know? And then Rachel woke me up in real life, and I was annoyed because I felt like she interrupted me.
I'm glad I did.
I was like, hey, I was telling a story. And she's like, what?
Anyways, we recently, last weekend, this is the first concert I've probably been to where I didn't bring weed. We went down to San Antonio. I didn't even, like, I had a joint in my hand, and I was like, maybe someone will want this. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm just like, I'm committed to like not smoking. Mm-hmm. So we stayed the night in San Antonio, and well,
tell me what we saw.
Well, we went to see Blink-182, and I was still sick. Like the day before, I had spent all day in bed, and I was like, babe, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go, because I couldn't stand. And I don't want to be the girl at the concert who just like sits down the whole time. Like that annoys me. And so I took a bunch of Tylenol, and I ended up standing the whole concert. Matt had a boner the whole time.
I did.
And I was supported Matt. We spent like $250 in merch. I bought a Blink rain jacket and a Blink sweatshirt, so neither of those I can wear right now.
Like Rachel likes Blink, but I love Blink, and like I would be the one that would buy the merch, but the line was so crazy. I was like, babe, I'm good on merch. Like I'm just glad to be here.
I was like, no, we're getting merch.
Rachel, if there's an opportunity for Rachel to buy merch anywhere,
I love merch.
She just loves merch. She doesn't have to love the thing. It's just the fact that you could buy something.
I love merch.
Yeah, like nearly $300 later, we have like 2 shirts.
Yeah, well, like when I went on that bachelorette party with my friend in Anguilla, we weren't even staying at the Four Seasons, but the girls wanted to go to the Four Seasons, and I wanted to go to the gift shop to get a Four Seasons Anguilla sweatshirt, and that was the only thing I bought that whole week we were there, and we didn't even stay there. So I'm a sucker for merch. I don't know if you noticed, Matt's wearing.
Oh my God, I got. This is not quite merch, but
it's like our 5-year anniversary merch. Basically, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is one of the gifts I got Matt for 5 years. It looks like a memorial.
She gave it to me yesterday, so I wore it last night.
I was so excited to give it to him. He's like downstairs on a phone with his family. I'm like, please come up here. I have something to show you. And like I literally got it that day, and I was so excited. I couldn't even wait till our anniversary because I wanted you to wear it that night. And,
and it's funny because like I had shows and stuff, and I'd be walking around, and there'd be mirrors, and every time I would catch it in a mirror, I would laugh. It's so funny. I keep on bouncing back and forth, which is my favorite picture of Rachel. And right now I've decided that the magnifying glass, like why does she have that? It's so random. It has July 4th, 2019, which we kind of clock as our anniversary.
Yeah.
It's like the first, I think we went home together that night, but then yeah, I mean, this is so fucking cool. And now, like all these girls at like the waitresses at this comedy club at Mothership, they're all like taking pictures of it because they're sending it to their boyfriends to do that. Like all these girls are going to want to do. Like, it's a great gift. It's hilarious. I love this shit. And, dude, I almost wish it was like merch for you.
I want to make it
But then
merch.
it takes away from how special it is to me.
Yeah, well, you know.
Who cares?
If people really want to support me, they'll buy my memorial merch.
Yeah, it does look like she died.
Yeah, well, you know. Matt and I, we got back from vacation. We haven't recorded in so long. We went on vacation with my family to Mexico, which was a great time. No one got sick this time.
It was perfect. Perfect. We got a Airbnb in Cabo. And super fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was like months ago now.
Yeah, it feels like it's like so far in the rearview mirror.
We went to our my friend got married, whose bachelorette that I went on, and she works in weed. She has her own company called Kush Queen that's very successful, and they make a bunch of products. They make like CBD bath bombs that are amazing. And so they got married in a really cute town called Winters, California. Really quaint, adorable, cute town. It's kind of near Sonoma. And although it wasn't a weed wedding, there was, they work in weed and everyone there smoked weed. And that was like one of the last hoorahs that we had. I would say that like it was at a vineyard. And
a lavender vineyard.
Yeah, not a vineyard. It was like they grow lavender and olive oil and all these cool things. It was you can't smoke on the property, but we certainly did. We were annoying. It was such a fun time.
Rachel got mad at me because I was like tripping nuts.
Yeah. What did I say?
We're not at a festival.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. At a certain
and then
point,
everybody was tripping.
Yeah, at a certain point.
But I kind of like
he was being
it.
weird. He was being weird. That's the only not weird, but you were like, checked out. Like
I'm like doing that thing where it's like starting to come on, but it wasn't quite. We're still in the formality part. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't the party part quite yet. I might have rushed the shrooms. Me and my buddy Arthur, he brought them. It was his idea. But I'm starting to go like, oh fuck. And Rachel's like, you're being weird. And that only fucks with me more.
Yeah, he couldn't even eat the food.
Oh, I couldn't. Yeah, you're tripping.
And it was a nice meal.
It was, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, and the thing that really, what really got to me, what triggered me from that wedding is like, me and Rachel had never been that much of drinkers, no matter, just like, even like, in a celebratory thing like that. So like, while everybody's getting drunk, I might've had one drink and I was really looking forward to the coffee because it's a wedding. Like I'm that guy. I'm waiting for the coffee. They're bringing it out and I'm like, ooh. And then the coffee machine didn't work. There's no coffee. And everybody's like, sorry. And it's like,
they paid for coffee.
They paid a lot for a lot of things. And they just acted like it was like, oops, well, I'm like, go get fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
And other than that, it was a beautiful wedding.
Great wedding.
And what was the town? Winters? Yeah,
Winters.
dude, this little sleepy postcard town. That was so nice, man. It was such a that was a great wedding.
And you looked great, Matt. I'm glad you like tucked in the dress shirt because Matt will like have the collar out like it's a 70s.
I like I like to look like
70s.
I'm a lawyer for some coke dealer in Miami. That's like what I go for all the time. But Rachel, my fashion game is Rachel, you fucking make sure I don't embarrass myself.
I mean, you still wear the shoes for.
You like these?
No, we got you workout shoes now. Finally,
right?
Yeah, and then honestly, he started to wear shorts.
I have.
Yeah, not on stage. Not like sometimes he'll wear them out, which I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah.
It's way too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Matt will literally dress like this in the summer outside, and I don't understand.
Yeah, when your
balls must be so sweaty.
Well, but in Mexico, like I remember this was like one of the last times because I was dressed like this walking around, and they're all in their bathing suits. I mean, it's hot, dude, and I'm like, and I think your
He's
mom
like a
was like, "Are you
character.
crazy?"
Yeah.
Like.
He's literally.
I never thought of it.
Because
I'm from LA. Like nobody, like you don't.
Yes, you do. That's literally the place you wear shorts.
Yeah, but the natives are just.
No, they are wearing shorts.
Yeah,
it's a beach town.
I don't know. I just like I like being ready all the time. I feel like I'm ready for anything. You got me in my shorts. It's like kind of got, you're catching me sleeping. What if I have to run? What if I have to defend Rachel?
Yeah, you can do
Shorts?
that all in shorts.
I just feel more comfortable in jeans. Like if I were if I was like a fighter, like in a cage, and they're all wearing the like tights and those like shorts, I'd be like, dude, just give me my H&M jeans. I'll fuck them up.
I don't know.
Anyways, but now I'm rocking shorts and feeling good. Beginning of summer, I'm excited. We got the whole summer ahead of us, babe.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
I am.
Sober summer. Wow. Look at us. I think I'm going to smoke weed in like a month or so.
Really?
Just at night.
Okay.
No more daytime weed. But like a reward weed for doing a good job.
To me, that's a slippery slope. Like I feel like if I had one, I'd want like 100.
You feel like that, but that's not.
You do your thing. You do your thing. You do your thing.
You're not going to judge me?
No, I don't care if you. I like this. The day after I quit, I'm in the green room around everyone who's smoking cigarettes and weed, and I don't
want to trigger you with it, but
it's not triggered. You're fine to do it. Like I'm literally sitting last night. I was in the green room and people were smoking weed, and I just like it doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me either.
Because I'm so like I like the way I am without it.
Yeah,
I feel good.
I like the way you are too without it. Like I said, way more conversational, way more like there. Was that Corinne Fisher and Chloe the other night? Corinne was telling me that they saw you at Creek, and Corinne leaned over to Chloe and was like, "What? Rachel's like way more like
awake,
awake." Like, yeah, you're walking around like a zombie for the
I know. Well, also like for the longest time, I thought I had a lazy eye, but I was just stoned. Like this one, just like. Didn't show up for work.
She's already got new jokes too.
Yeah.
About stopping weed.
Yeah.
They're funny too.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and work on a whole new set about it. And we'll see.
Got to cope somehow.
Yeah.
We have a big celebration within the Wolfson clan.
Yes. My sister, she won. She ran for judge and she won. She's now going to be a judge.
Crazy.
I'm back to being the least successful person in my family, and that's fine.
You thrive in that position.
Yeah, by the way, me too. So. Yeah, it's where I feel comfortable there. We're all really proud of her. She's, I think my mom like brought out her robe that she wore when she was a judge, and my sister was like, "I'm good." Like she wants to get her own robe. I see, that's the kind of thing that I'm like, that would be so cool if I would love that. I would have loved to worn my mom's robe on the bench or whatever. But Becca,
but then you would have to be a judge.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That would suck.
That's the catch. Like for me, I'm just like, oh, it's a cool uniform. But no, it comes with responsibility.
Yeah, I know. It's like I used to love getting the Boy Scout uniform. Like I loved every part of that.
That's gay.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Were you a Boy Scout?
I was a fucking Man Scout.
What?
Yes, I was a Boy Scout.
You were a Boy Scout until you got old?
No, I was a Boy Scout until like 6th grade for like maybe 2 years. I got a few patches. I could start fires.
I was going to say, can you start a fire?
That was the first one. I was like, give me the fire one right out the gate. Then we'll start from there.
I was a Girl Scout for a while. And
Were you really?
Yeah, and then I got kicked out.
For what?
I can't remember.
Dude, some gay shit happened to me in Boy Scouts.
What?
It was gay. I remember we were at a tent. I was in the tent with these 2 other boys. One of them was my neighbor and he was cool. But the other kid was like, let's get naked. And I was like, what? And then my neighbor was like, okay. And then he did. And I was like, not down. And this fucking kid got naked. And then he would like bend over to like fix the tent and with his butt. And I mean, like this is like this. That's when I realized I'm not gay, because even at a young age, I was like, this is weird, guys. Like, but then like come to find out, like Boy Scouts is gay. Like that's been going on forever.
What patch is that?
It's the
you
cave.
Just have like
it's a brown cave. You have to explore the cave. You're a cave explorer.
I was like, maybe he thought he was earning a new patch for his.
Yeah. I remember there was like, they kept playing the YMCA theme song.
Okay,
on
that's
a loop.
bizarre.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
They're grooming you.
There's also one time that like they didn't like talk to my parents and they didn't coordinate, and I had to sit and wait at this baseball field, and nobody knew I was getting picked up for like hours, and the sun went down. I was all alone. I was like, oh, this is where you start a fire. This is like where you like use that shit. They're testing me. But yeah, sloppy organization, Boy Scouts. Is it still going on? Is there still Boy Scouts?
Yeah. And I think girls can be Boy Scouts now.
Oh, of course they can.
I would have much rather have been a Boy Scout than a Girl Scout.
I wonder if they even call it Boy or Girl Scout anymore.
Because them Scouts, like the thing, Girl Scouts, they sell like brownies and cookies, but like Boy Scouts, they do shit. They like build shit and start fires and
look at each other's
pitch
buttholes.
tents naked.
Yeah.
Like that sounds fun. Selling like that was the other thing. My mom, like we would always win with selling cookies and brownies. There's always some kind of competition, but like the real way to do it is have your mom take it to work and sell the brownies and the cookies to all of her coworkers. And that's how like I would win the brownie.
I always got my parents involved in that stuff. Like there was a science fair, and my stepdad, who's a very creative carpenter, guy could build anything out of anything. It's insane. And he built a robot. He built this fucking robot. It had lights, it moved. And all these kids are little like popsicle, you know, like this, like I show up to like, what the fuck? Like trump that thing. He spent all night building this thing. It was like, I always got my parents involved in that stuff. I was too lazy. I didn't care about science.
I was just thinking about a compliment that you gave last night.
Oh, which one?
You were telling, what is her name? The girl who has the piercings. We like her.
Who?
At the mothership.
Girl with piercings.
We were at the bar.
Oh, Dustin.
Yeah, she has like a piercing like on her nose. And Matt like gets in her face and is like, I like how the direction of like it was. What did you say,
Rachel? Okay, a little backstory. Rachel hates my compliments.
It's because even Ari noticed like your complimenting is bizarre.
It's like things that people aren't like. It's kind of like an insecurity that I would compliment,
and he'll just like highlight it.
Yeah,
and I get like secondhand embarrassment because like I imagine what I would be like to take like a compliment like that. Like I wouldn't. It leaves you thinking like, is that a compliment or an insult? You know, when you get complimented.
Yeah.
But these are like, I don't know how I should take that. But Matt genuinely means it in a good way. But if you don't know Matt, you'd be like, this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I've lost people.
We've talked about this in the podcast before, but like Matt really just like has an affinity for complimenting bald men.
Yeah, I love a good shaped head.
But it's like he compliments people on things they can't control, or exactly that are like insecurities or whatever.
I love your shortness, bro.
Yeah, like
I bet you could fit in anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
But that Dustin's thing, that wasn't.
No,
I mean,
it was just one of those.
She did give me a look like.
It was one of those where I'm like, I wouldn't know how to take that, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I've been getting scammed a lot lately. In more ways than one. I guess like one of the someone hit me up to shoot a movie. I was really like, you know, stoked to work on another project or whatever. And this is a girl that I've known since my childhood. And she's been going back and forth with my manager to like work out a deal. And they sent the deal over. And I saw that the rate it said $200 / 10 hours. And so I did the math and I was like, okay, 200 times 10 is like 2,000. That's worth going home because it's in Vegas, which would be like a great excuse to go see my family. And they're like, no, for 10 hours of work, it's $200 in total. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, dude, I have to pay rent.
This was in the morning. Her manager's in New York. So 2 hour ahead, and he calls her, and I'm asleep, and she's in the other room, and I happen to hear it over the speaker. Like in my dreams, I could hear, because I hear Rachel go, wait, so that's 210 times 10. So that's like, and then she says that whatever that price was, which is like, yeah, it would be like a couple thousand or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, no, it's $200 for the whole day.
The whole
I literally
day.
shot up like, no.
Yeah, because like even like in stand up, you know, like we did a gig in UCSB at a college, and for like 15 minutes of work, it was like almost $2,000. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't justify 10. No one should work 10 hours for $200. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know like there's minimum wage, and I think that's
Well,
ridiculous.
my problem with it was that this is a person that you grew up with, so she kind of just felt entitled to you.
I don't know. I think she's more like, yeah, maybe she thought I would like do her a favor, but
A 10-hour favor
I'm
is
just
crazy.
not- I'm
And
just
you
not into
fly
that
into that.
anymore.
You haven't talked to this person in what, decades or
yeah.
whatever?
And before I would like even had the deal, she wanted to start promoting me a part of her movie. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. So you guys, I can't. I will do stand up for $200, but I won't do 10 hours of work for $200.
Yeah.
And I'll, you know, yeah. So, you know, in another, you know, I don't know if you guys, get these texts now on your phone from like random numbers, and they'll be like, hi, how are you? And you're like, who is this? And they're like, this is Ava. Who is this? And it's like, I don't know. You texted me. You should know who this is. And then you'll be like, oh, I've gotten these before. And I'll be like, oh, you have the wrong number. Oh, I'm so sorry if I bothered you. May I ask who I'm talking to? It's like, what is going on? So I decided to take the power back and play back to these scammers. And I got them good. If I have the tab on I have the tab on my profile. I made a highlight of it on Rachel Wolfson. And you can see, I think it's still up. Scams on the top left. Yeah. So as you can see, hopefully it'll pull up. Yes. Scamming the scammers. She's like, this is my new number. Please remember it. Who is this? Mia. Go back.
So yeah.
And then she sent a picture of herself. Oh, nope. That was, go back one. Go back one. Yeah, I'm Mia. And sent a picture of,
do you remember
who's clearly
me?
not her. Do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, the girl who like pooped her pants or whatever, or did anal and shit in my bed. And then, yeah. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, you pooped your pants in my bed. Excuse me, aren't you Ella? Yes. I was like, how are you? More importantly, how is your butthole? And then,
oh, sorry, I checked the.
And then she's like, oh, she was like, I checked the last 2 digits and I got your number wrong. I'm looking for my friend Ella.
Right.
And I was like, hello, I've missed you and your butthole. And where are you
and
from?
I love how they're still trying. Like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I got
I'm
this.
like, you know where I'm from. Is your butthole okay?
Question mark. Send me a picture. Send me
So,
your picture.
So I Googled, I had to Google pictures of buttholes.
Yeah.
And so I sent that picture and I never got a response. So I have like a new strategy with these scammers that are, I'm just going to play. I'm going to play along. I'm going to scam them back.
They don't know what to do. Look at, I mean, they like malfunction.
Wolfie scams. Yeah.
I know. I've been getting I can't wait to see what you do with calls.
I don't get scam
calls all the time.
I get scam texts.
This is what Rachel replaced weed with, by the way. She's trolling the trolls. She's a troll hunter. I love it.
Yeah.
If you guys got a scam, hit up Rachel.
Yeah, I'm here.
She'll respond.
Yeah.
She's got a catalog of buttholes to send them.
Mm-hmm. People actually thought that was my butthole. And I'm like, like, I would never just like send a picture of my own butthole.
To anyone.
I would send it to Matt, but like not to like a random stranger.
Yeah.
You guys, come on.
That's so weird. But I would, yeah. Anyways, what do we want to do now? You want to talk about triggers? Is it about that time?
Yeah. So my trigger of the week is Matt does this thing. If you'll bring it up to the camera, into the
you're
microphone,
asking me to do it? This is
ASMR,
great.
so you can. It drives me insane. Like,
Okay, so this is a nervous thing I do. It's like a little tick.
he'll do it.
But
like,
I have like this thing in my hand where I could just like crack it at any point. It started.
It's this
Here's the weird thing. It started. Well, this one does it too. But I noticed it after I broke my hand like years ago that this cracks now. And like,
but you do it with like this one.
Well, then it's evolved. Now it's in the thumbs. It's like
it drives me insane because we'll be having a conversation and he starts cracking his like fingers.
What's if I get anxious? Like if we're having a stressful conversation, or sometimes, dude, that in the beginning of a relationship, there was a time when like you were asleep and then you woke up like, hey, can you stop?
Yeah,
like,
he'll do it like while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, nobody's ever noticed it, but that's, we're so close. I love it. And she hates it. And sometimes I do it and I'll do it a few times and she won't notice.
No,
and
I will notice. I give him a couple times
Yeah.
for him to realize and to stop.
That's sweet.
But,
But it's like kind of a game for him. Like, how many more can I get away with?
I don't like it.
And it's like 2's the limit.
What are your triggers for me?
Well, Rachel, I don't know. You're just a perfect angel all the time. It's hard to.
Yeah.
I can't think of any good. I mean, you're still leaving trash in the sink.
I know.
It's like I feel like you do that.
I've gotten better.
I feel like you do that to.
What did I leave in the sink that was trash?
They're always cups, like plastic cups, like soda cans,
no, I've gotten
bottles.
better at that. I don't drink soda anymore.
Well, the other day, so like the one thing that goes in there a lot is our cat's cat food lid. Opens it up, and when you're supposed to throw the lid in the trash, she puts it in the sink.
Yeah, because oftentimes when I'm feeding Gomez, it's like 5 a.m. and
so
I'm sleep feeding him.
Yeah, 5 a.m. You couldn't take 2 extra steps to the trash can.
No.
But the other night, she goes to feed Gomez and open these cans. And I've done this before. She opens it and she cuts her finger.
I have a cut.
And that
right
cut,
here.
Those can cuts, you can't stop bleeding.
It was like oozing blood. Like there was like blood droplets on the kitchen floor, on the counter. Like I actually wasted a can of food because I put the food down and I had to grab a paper towel. And I was like, oh, I need to stop the bleeding. And I just completely forgot to put the cat food back. Yeah. And
now she'll never feed
I don't want to do
again.
it.
So now it's like my job forever.
Yeah.
She has like the perfect
No, I
excuse.
did it. I do it every morning,
really?
which is crazy because you cuddle with him. He doesn't wake you up. Why does he come and wake me up?
He is a daddy's boy. It is so cute. But when I'm gone, he's cuddling you.
Yeah.
He's so manipulative. He's kind of a genius because if we're in bed together, he'll start attacking Rachel's feet in the middle of the night. And Rachel would just get fed up. Like, could you take him out into the other room? And then he knows that that's going to put me in the other bed and he's just going to get me all to himself. It's genius. And it all starts off because he knows how you're going to react. That's crazy.
He's so smart.
He's smart. Yeah, and he knows how to get me all alone. And he cuddles and my neck hurts all the time because I'm just sleeping with this cat,
Yeah.
I love it. I love my life with Gomez and Rachel.
I love Gomez.
We got to get a Gomez shirt.
No, that's what I want.
I'm
going to make that one next.
Yeah. That'd be great. Do you want to do some Wolfie DMs and call it a podcast?
Well, okay, so I started, if anyone is in Austin and is doing mics, I started a mic at Sunset Strip called Off the Cuff. It's a riff mic. We take topics from the bucket and hopefully come up with like new jokes, new material, get that muscle flowing. Because Sunset has like just basic mics and some of those can be like really tough. Because a lot of people, they're just really new comics and they go up there and they don't really have much to say or jokes fleshed out. And, it can get brutal. Even sometimes with me, I'm like, I don't have any new material to work on. I have jokes that I've been working on, but like that gets annoying and uninspirational. So, I just started this mic. It's Fridays at 4 p.m. Signups are at 3:30, 3:45. So if anyone's listening and wants to come to an open mic in Austin, that's where we'll be on Fridays. You know?
Good times.
Matt even got up at the mic.
I did it. Yeah, I'll do it every time for you.
It's for you.
Okay.
It's for us. It's
for us.
It's
For
for
the
everyone.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. There's not. I'm surprised that those mics aren't out here. It's like a great idea.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure there's riff mics in other. Isn't there? There's probably one here. No.
There's new material too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like they have new material.
And here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing about the riff mic, you know, because I would see a couple comics who've never done something like this. Some of them would get kind of frustrated with like the pressure of they have to be funny. And of course that's the goal, but the whole point of the riff mic is to go up there and just riff and just talk about something and finding the funny in whatever that is. So like there's really like, it's a very low stakes mic. You know, there's no right or wrong way to riff. It's just the point is to riff and talk about the topic and as many, whatever your thoughts are on the topic. And then you'll find hopefully a joke in there. That's pretty much the goal.
Yeah, it's a good mic.
So yeah, it's come out, have fun.
Do you know what the best mic in town is? Actually the one here. What was the late night? No, not that one. That one's cool. That's cool. I feel like that's more than a mic, though.
Banana
that's
Phone's
like,
a really good mic.
That's like a cool show. But it is like the mic format. But there was one that I did hear.
Xavier's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
it was
a
like
late night mic.
Right, but it got people come to that. It's a good. Dude, this room's good when it's even when it's not packed. It's like, I mean, it could be brutal, but yeah, but that's anything, right? But your odds are better here. I feel.
See,
like.
that's a Matt compliment.
Yeah, this is a good club when it sucks. Even for a yeah.
Anyways, we can pull up our DM for the week. This one's like not as good, but it's just what's been.
Is it that one?
The don't worry about your feet. I get a boner from your knees. Now I have to cover up my knees. I can't wear shorts. I thought about wearing flip-flops today and I was like, nope, that's foot content that people are getting away with for free.
Yep. That's so funny. People like turn on this podcast and they see I have shoes on. They're like, ugh, never mind.
That's okay. So that reminds me of last night. There was this show at Sunset called Punchline at the Pole, which is like actually really cool because it'll be like dancers doing the pole, doing the strip. They're not strippers, but they're dancing. You know, they're dancing on the pole. And
pole dancers,
and then a comic will come up in between. And then the cool thing about it is you can throw money at the comics if they like you. And I think more comedy shows we should be treated like strippers. If you like what you're hearing, throw money at us. I think that, you
give
know,
them a private show. You take them in a room and they sit down. I just tell jokes.
No,
to
I
them.
think
they put like money in my pants.
No, I think it would be good for the community. And there was a guy there who wanted his money back because there weren't any titties.
Are you serious?
And he was like, I'm wearing a Rolex right now. And I'm like, why are you asking for a refund if you're wearing a Rolex? And also, like, if you want to see titties, go to the strip club.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's called Sunset Strip, and maybe that's where he got confused. He thought it was a strip club in the first place.
It's like, why is this guy talking? why is this guy telling jokes? I'm here for the tits.
Yeah. So this guy, and then, yeah. So I don't know. I hope he didn't get a refund.
No way. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
That's so funny. He was actually mad that he thought it was something else. The guy came in with the wrong energy.
Yeah.
Imagine how disappointing that is, though.
Yeah.
You walk in, you think you're going to a strip club, and then there's guys up there telling jokes. You're like, all right, but when is it? When's it my turn?
When do the titties come out?
Man. So what do you think, babe?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I guess
first podcast, no weed.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm proud of you, babe.
Thanks.
I mean,
that's a good compliment.
The way
just stop there.
Because you were such a stoner doing nothing with your life. And then you decided.
There you go. There's the compliment.
No, I mean, it inspired me. Like, I wouldn't have done it when I saw you do it. And I followed because it was like, yeah, fuck weed. By the way, I had 0 withdrawals. It was the craziest thing. Everything's fine. She's like writhing.
I'm literally so sick. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Well, hell yeah, babe. Good job. I hope you inspired.
Way to stir the pot, Matt.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's another episode of Rachel Interrupted. Make sure you follow Matt on Instagram. Follow me on all platforms. And we'll see you next time.
Cutie.